Roland Emmerich is tone deaf. Independence Day Resurgence is a 1996 motion picture that somehow snuck here at some point, some way, probably through space-time travel or whatever. It stars Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, the ever-lingering stench of no Will Smith, and Brent Spiner, a little too much. Which is something I never thought I'd say, because I like Brent Spiner. No spoilers, but we're going to be very frank here, and I'm going to begin with this. I am not a fan of the original movie. I think it's kitsch and dumb and responsible for a large trend in just paint by the numbers, destruction, porn, disaster movie blockbusters. So I sort of hold it to account for that reason. But I can see why people like it. That's my stance on the original. I just want to do that for context. What's your stance on the original?
I love it. It's a big dumb movie. I love disaster movies. I can't help it. And my mum loves it, and so it was a film that we watched.
Guilt tripping me there. Me and my mum. How dare you?
It's passed down to generation to generation. No, I used to watch with my sister, and they know the famous speech at the end off by heart, and I wish I did, but I don't, unfortunately. But yeah, so I've got a soft spot for it, really, and I love disaster movies. Even, what was that, 2000 something?
2012.
I still did not think that
Day
was
After
like
Tomorrow.
the worst one. I loved Day After Tomorrow. I loved it.
What she's saying is she'd like to end the world. Dangerous individual. So Independence Day Resurgence takes an interesting concept. It does what normally would only ever be done by a graphic novel or a novel follow-up, in that it tells the story of what happened next after that iconic movie that you love, that shouldn't really have a sequel, but we'd like to tell the story of what happens next.
I wasn't expecting it. I did not think
What, to exist? Oh, I knew, because like a research with the radio show and things like that over the years, we found out that it was going to be a two-parter, and then it was going to be a one-off, and
Jeez,
it's for about 7 years they've been planning it, and it just happens to be 20 years later. It was going to be 2 movies. It's now 1, except they want a follow-up. And a point we will talk about later on very briefly. But yeah, the basics are that humanity adopted the technology that was left behind from the alien invasion in '96 and used it under the guidance of Jeff Goldblum's character to build defences and heighten sort of prosperity around the world, create faster travel, moon exploration.
Using the technology that they gained from the alien ships that just kind of crash landed and just left there.
But also use it to build weaponry to fight them should they come back. So, you know, it's like the world is in a new renaissance of peace and prosperity, but just in case, we got some guns. And
cool ones, to be honest.
And anyone who's ever had a psychic connection with the aliens in the previous movie, so President Whitmore seems to have it, ex-President Whitmore, and Brent Spiner's character, the scientist with the wavy hair, who turns out is alive and has been in a coma for 20 years, since being used as a sort of meat puppet walkie-talkie. As a whistle. Wrong movie. Oh, R.I.P. Yelchin. But, yeah, they connected to it. And the one character I really did like, there's a African warlord in a state where one of the ships from the original landing didn't crash, and for 10 years after the original events of the first movie, they were dealing with the aliens that were hidden inside, that were tumbling out, trying to find land and supplies, and they would, or would try and attack, and they were killing them. So for 10 years, he and his brother fought them, and his brother died, and his father recently died, and he's become the warlord. So he's got psychic connection because he's been around the ship for 20 years.
But he was killing them with machetes.
Machetes. He was great. Like, he's my favourite thing about this film. Cool. So that was cool. So basically, they've all been getting messages that it's coming back. They're coming back. They found us. So after a brief encounter with a ship coming through where they're like, is this the beginning? And they're not quite sure. The movie immediately kicks into the third act by the middle of the first act when a gigantic ship, the one in the trailer that's bigger than the last one, like just starts to cover the earth and smash stuff up and then get to work as a mothership follows on behind it.
It has its own gravitational pull.
Yeah, which it uses to pull up obvious landmarks and drop them onto other obvious landmarks.
But you see London, you don't see New York.
No, but we hear that the East Coast has been... Oh, we do see it.
Where?
When all the boats are coming toward, that's the East Coast getting ripped to pieces.
Is it?
Yeah,
you
it's
don't,
Florida.
well,
It's
okay.
Florida and
But
New York.
you don't see the Statue of Liberty.
No,
which is
they don't do.
something
They
that
don't do
you
that.
Always see. It's always New York. But this time it wasn't.
Well, it was just off
Well,
screen.
it was, but you didn't see it.
So the aliens wipe out a giant population of the planet, as you could expect, and the movie decides that, oh, actually now it's time to have some fun with the wacky scientist characters. It's tonally broken, but the old cast returning are a delight to see, and they're all excellent in their roles. Bill Pullman's brilliant. Jeff Goldblum is again sort of the anchor of the movie. Goldblum's amazing. Like all the returning actors. President's Daughter's been recast. For if you read into it on Google, a really nasty reason. We won't go into that here. But Hollywood, you basic. The new cast are all fine. They all do well, but they've not been given anything to work with. I think is the problem. No spoilers. No spoilers. Unless you want to talk about the son of a certain character, if that's the spoiler you mean. We can totally talk about that.
Well, it's not really a spoiler.
One of the main characters is the son of Will Smith's character, the little boy.
He's not a little boy anymore.
He's not a little boy anymore. And they... I mean, you, Toby, pointed out, they don't show you too many pictures of Will Smith.
No,
but the stench of Will Smith not being there was really...
You're obsessed with this theory. No.
Theory? Theory? Your father would have been proud. You've done your father proud.
They didn't say that.
Your father's son. And then he says a version of his dad's famous line from the original movie.
Oh God, kill him! No, get over it.
That's not the line. No, I thought you were a fan of Independence Day.
I wasn't trying to do the line.
Wow, she says she's a fan. Fake geek girls, they exist. So she's wearing a Bioshock t-shirt. That's not true. Also, you're not in shock. So before I get punched in the face,
what I was gonna say is thank you for letting me speak. Is they reference him, there's a portrait painted of him. Obviously there would be because he saved the earth. 2, what else was there? That your father would be proud. Of course he would. He's his son, obviously. You're just going to say that, aren't you? And then there was, that picture of their family in the locker. Oh.
We weren't doing spoilers. So...
It's not really a spoiler picture.
Hush now, I'm kidding. But
he's just obsessed with the thought of them constantly saying it, even though they don't
I just feel that they didn't even need to bring it up. They didn't need to have a character who's his son. They didn't need to do that.
I think that was good.
Because, and this is in the synopsis and stuff for the movies, Will Smith's character is killed off between movies in a really shitty, stupid, dumb, boring for the character way.
And I agree with you.
It's dumb.
It's
in a test flight. He does a test flight and dies. And they don't even say, like, test flight of the new equipment or anything. It's stupid. But I do feel there's a bit of an overhang. It may just be because the movie almost feels like it's missing his component. Not him particularly, but a charismatic everyman kind of lead. Because he was in the military, but he was the dude you wanted to have a drink with out of all the characters. He's the guy you wanted to meet. And there wasn't anyone like that in this movie, really. Goldblum to an extent, but I think that was more Goldblum, less his character. I think we're all just interested in watching Jeff Goldblum be in films now. We weren't fussed about the character, but the returning cast do a great job, and it's nice to see them again, and when a couple of them do cross paths, it's like, yay, there they are. The new cast aren't really given much to work with. They do the best they can, but like Liam Hemsworth and co are sort of left playing very bland roles, really. There's no, I need to call my lawyer in this one, but there is a business guy who's following Goldblum around who's given the obnoxious, always talking kind of lines.
Yeah.
Who just feels out of place and unnecessary.
Like a kind of comic relief that doesn't work.
They're trying to do comic relief in a movie where a third of the population is destroyed in the first act. It's just weird, man. And the aliens are kind of doing the same thing they did last time, so there doesn't seem to be that much new. Well, they just come back and do the same thing, except with bigger guns.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just dull. However, they do introduce one new concept, which is kind of brilliant, involving what controls the aliens, what's in charge. But the design and the name is a little similar to another franchise. It's a different thing. You can roll your eyes all you want, but it's true. It's true. It is true. When you first saw it and you saw the shape of its head, you were like...
No, I did not think that at all. But
wow.
I knew that you were going to say it.
It's true, though. There is nothing new under the sun, but it doesn't mean that you have to call it the same thing as the thing with the same shaped head as the thing you're using.
The Queen Alien.
I mean, there's a spoiler. It's a Queen Alien. So, there we go. Well done. I'm not editing this. So,
Is
because
that
I'm
my
lazy.
intro?
No, that's in the movie. There's a queen alien.
Sorry.
And they call it the queen alien. And it's got a queen
It's
alien shaped
because
head.
she's the queen.
She's a big version of
And
all
she's
the
an
aliens in the
alien!
movie.
I don't think they meant it like that is her name.
No, but it's the hive mind thing. The point is, it's all kind of we've seen this movie before. If you've seen Independence Day, you've seen this movie. If you've seen an alien invasion movie, you've seen this movie. This movie is nothing new.
No.
But shut up, phone. But for just going to the cinema, eating some popcorn and watching a film and having a laugh, did the job. I had fun. I'm sick of destruction porn movies. I'm bored of the same alien plot movies. But damn you, Emmerich, for all of your obvious, like, paint-by-numbers stuff, you make a good-looking movie. And the action is undeniably brilliant. Like, the dogfights with the planes and the alien spaceships are great. The encounters with the aliens up close are great.
Oh, they're so creepy.
There's a sequence inside the mothership. It's great. Like, so it's an in-betweeny kind of thing. But yeah, I off the top of your head, like, 2 things that really work and 2 things that you thought were dumb. Just got to keep it balanced-ish.
The dumb stuff, I think, was you could literally take a screen cap of certain things and put it next to something else. Say
from the original movie, for example.
From the original movie, from things like Armageddon, you could put the shots would be exactly the same, and that kind of annoyed me. But then I got over it because Jeff Goldblum was back on. But I loved the effects. I love the effects. I thought I like the green and the guns and stuff like that. I thought that was really
the colour palettes that they used for the tech and everything.
And I like how they expanded humanity using the technology that they found.
Okay.
You said 2 things.
Oh, sorry. I thought you did too. Sorry.
I thought some of the characters were dumb. There was some in there that had no reason to be there at all. No. And they were just super irritating. Yeah. And there was one rather large plot that I personally found
the subplot. Is this the dad? Oh, that one.
No, the dad was the one I was talking about.
Okay,
but the quite a major spoiler, which I won't say, is just stupid.
If you've seen the film, it's that.
It's stupid. It just does not feel the need to be there. It feels as if it's
just come from another movie.
It feels like they've gone through the film going, oh, it's kind of like the first one. I know. I put it in the last bit. Yeah,
it's like a last-ditch effort to differentiate the films.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's roll with that. Sorry.
Let's roll and Emmerich with that.
It seemed quite pointless to me, but I did love the film.
I really enjoyed the action. I think the action was very strong. I really, really enjoyed the... I've got to say, I enjoyed the expanded mythology that they're introducing. But it feels like it's crammed into the film too late. The movie should have started with that as part of it and then grown around it instead of going, hint, Independence Day again. Oh, here's some more expanded mythology. But I did like the mythology itself, and I am interested to see what stories you could tell around that. But I'll say 3 things I didn't like, because one of them's sort of opinion based only, really. One thing I didn't like is I would love to have seen a sequel that was set in the 10 years after the original thing, with the African warlords family dealing with the aliens on Earth in small groups. I would love to have seen that story. I think that would be a more interesting story than the one that we saw in Resurgence. There was another Boomer will live moment.
Oh yeah.
There was another dog. And even though they sort of acknowledge it, they make a reference. One of the characters goes like, "What? We're saving the dog?" Acknowledging it doesn't make it okay. You're doing a dumb thing again that you were mocked for in the last one 20 years ago. And mild spoiler alert: at the end of the movie, Brent Spiner's character talks about what they could do the next time an attack happens. And he says he talks about how they could do it. We're going to kick some alien ass, and it cuts to the credits. He may as well have gone, we're going to kick some alien ass in Independence Day 3. See you in 2 years! Credits. Because it just felt, it's so abrupt, the ending. it's so abrupt and it's done in a way to make you go, yeah, the next one, which hasn't been greenlit yet. So
But it will be.
It will be.
Now because of that.
So, mate, that's not how that works. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a great example of that. That entire film is sequel bait.
Everybody says when somebody's sick or something, get him to medical. Brent Spiner said, we'll get you to sick bay. And I did a little in the cinema. Nobody else reacted.
Brent Spiner's Data in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
They call it sick bay. And nobody else got it, and I got really excited on my own.
I give the movie a comfortable 3 stars. I think it did its job. It's a big dumb movie. I'll never need to see it again, but I had fun.
I'm going to go see it next week with my mum.
What do you give it?
Do
you also give it 3 stars?
3.5.
Really? Even after the dog moment?
I forgot about that until you told me again.
3 stars?
Yeah.
It's easier to edit. Okay! Thanks, everyone. Have you seen Independence Day Resurgence? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Let us know in the comments below. And just take care of yourself, you know? Get it checked out. We're worried about you. Ah!
Thanks for watching, please come again. If you subscribe, I'll be your friend. But not really, 'cause that'd be weird.